Previously on Meanwhile.
And Megan has turned evil.
For every like this video gets, my uppercut hand will be stronger.
And meanwhile...
Oh, it's on. Welcome to Meanwhile, the show that introduces you to the world of comics and connects it to the shows and games you already know and love. My name's Stephen Paunovski, and if you'll excuse me for a minute, I have to kick some evil Megan ass.
You wish?
You've got nothing.
I have the power of Meanwhile.
That's lame!
Meanwhile, here's an explosion. Anyway, the Avengers, you might have heard about them. They have this little movie called Age of Ultron coming out. Last week, we covered their origins, and this week, we're talking about their greatest battles. The Avengers were formed to take on the threats that no single power could deal with. After dealing with an evil team appropriately enough called the Masters of Evil, which we've covered in our Ultron episode, next they got involved in the Kree-Skrull War. The Skrulls are a shape-shifting alien empire that believes that Earth's rightfully theirs. The Kree are blue. They're also a superpowered alien race that recently showed up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Chris, what are you doing here?
Do you think I would miss this fight? I want to see you get your ass kicked.
This fight's already over. I took care of her quick.
It's not over.
What? Chris? The Avengers end up pretty involved in the cosmic side of things. Their involvement in the Kree-Skrull War, their battle with the Squadron Supreme, a kind of evil Justice League from another dimension, to the original Secret Wars, where the Earth's mightiest heroes and villains are abducted to an alien world called Battleworld to fight for the amusement of the Beyonder, an almost godlike being. But one of their greatest battles has to do with the Infinity Gauntlet, a glove created by Thanos that controls the Infinity Stones. And since Thanos is madly in love with death, like literally the personification of death, his first action is to wipe out half of the life in the universe to impress her.
You'll know death soon!
Meanwhile, Repulsor Race!
I don't understand why every villain says punny stuff like that.
Meanwhile, Super Speed!
Like, if they want to sound badass, why don't they just say, like, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts?
Meanwhile, you teleport!
What?
In addition to outer space, the Avengers have also fought their way back and forth across the timeline, most often dealing with Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling warlord from the future who plans to save the Earth from a dark future by conquering it in the past, or our present. The Avengers also have a really uneasy relationship with the X-Men, and that relationship has come to blows several times over their history. Most recently, when the Phoenix Force, a mutant inhabiting godlike power, is headed to Earth. The Avengers want to stop it. The X-Men think it might help save them.
Nothing can save you.
What?
See, that sounds badass.
Civil War by Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. The Avengers have faced many enemies, but their greatest has always been themselves. When the apprehension of a supervillain leads to a great civilian tragedy, the US enacts a registration act requiring all costumed heroes to unmask and register with the government. This splits the team right down the middle, and Iron Man and Captain America come down on different sides of the new law. This is a smart, political thriller done as a superhero comic, and Millar is not afraid to make some pretty drastic changes. It's got some pretty major repercussions to the Marvel Universe as a whole, and it's the basis for the upcoming movie, Captain America: Civil War. I feel like Megan should have attacked me by now.
Yeah, like, between the two recommendations on our episode would be, like, the perfect place to put something important that would tie into the outro of the episode.
How about that? Secret Invasion by Brian Michael Bendis and Leinil Francis Yu. After Elektra has been seemingly killed in a battle, it turns out that she was actually replaced by one of the shape-changing aliens, the Skrull. Almost immediately, a long-range plan is put into effect. The Skrulls have already invaded and taken up places in the heroes' community and the world government. The invasion has already happened, and now it's time for their closing move. This follows directly in the footsteps of Civil War, so the distrust among the heroes is already at an all-time high. And then you add in the paranoia of who may or may not be a Skrull. It makes for a tightly paced, thrilling book, again with some major changes and a shocking ending. Leading up to the Marvel event Secret Wars, the Avengers have been building and growing as a team, adding more and more members. But coming out of the event, we'll see a much smaller, more streamlined team that includes such members as Nova, Ms. Marvel, the new female Thor, Sam Wilson Captain America, the Vision, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe. All new, all different Avengers debuts with a free comic on Free Comic Book Day, May 2nd, 2015. You can also look forward to A-Force, a series which will spin directly out of the events of Secret Wars, with an all-female team of Avengers, and it debuts in May 2015. Now that you know more about the Avengers, be sure to subscribe to them. Wait!
What?
Why are you evil?
Oh my god. You've convinced me.
He didn't even say anything.
Yeah, I was just asking.
You make a compelling argument. Let's drop this feud.
Okay.
Want to shoot another episode?
Actually, guys, there's a gaping hole in the studio, so we cannot do that.
Why don't we make this our season finale then, yeah?
I'm down for that.
I'm good with that.
All right, I'm good
Let's
with
go.
that.
Hey, you want to get some shawarma?
I get it, because that's what they said at the end of the Avengers.
What's the Avengers? Oh, Megan!